Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Nick Menken back here with Splash Sports. Today is August 24, 2024. A little recap on yesterday's performance. We had another 1-2 day. These 1-2 days I absolutely hate. I'd rather go 0-3. Just tough one to swallow. Keep losing the YRFI, so we're eliminating the YRFI today. We're going back to our roots here. I'm eyeing up the 3 best games on a NRFI side, and I'm excited about today for Saturday's plays. Let's get back on the winning side here today. Remember, on this show, all we care about is the first 6 outs of the ball game, plain and simple. A NRFI means no runs first inning, while a YRFI means yes runs first inning. But before I get into those plays, be sure to smash that like button for me and subscribe to my YouTube channel and toggle on that notification button. That way, every time I drop a video, you guys will be notified right away. All right, let's bounce back on this weekend. We pick up on weekend, so Saturday is going to be a winning day. Let's roll right into it, ladies and gentlemen. Starting off with game number 1, we got the Houston Astros taking on the Baltimore Orioles here. For the Houston Astros, they got Framber Valdez, 13-5 on the season, 137 innings of work. Does have an ERA sitting at a 3.2 here, 131 strikeouts, just under a strikeout here per inning for Framber, and 49 earned runs for Valdez on the season. He'll be matched up here in Baltimore versus Albert Suarez. He's 6-4 on the season, 96 innings of work. Does have an ERA sitting at a 3.18 here, 78 strikeouts and 34 earned runs for Suarez. Suarez also picked up a win in his last performance there against the Boston Red Sox, going 6 innings of work, 7 hits, and no earned runs. And then Framber Valdez, on the other hand, he too picked up a win, his 13th of the season against the Chicago White Sox, where he went 7 innings of work, 3 hits, and no earned runs. Let me tell you both stats on the NRFIs for each individual pitcher. Valdez, his NRFI record this season is 19-3, which is an 86% on the season, 9-2 on the road, which is an 82% on the season. Suarez, on the other hand, his record is 15-2 overall this year, 88%, and at home he has been perfect, 8-0. He is pitching back here at home again with game number 1. I'm going with the statistics. These numbers for their NRFI record is good enough for me. That is why we are smacking the NRFI in game number 1 between the Houston Astros and the Baltimore Orioles. Throwing to game number 2 between the St. Louis Cardinals and the Minnesota Twins. Right now for the St. Louis Cardinals, they got Sonny Gray on the mound. He's 11-8, 136 innings of work. Does have an ERA just under 4, sitting at a 3.91, 168 strikeouts. He's averaging over a strikeout here per inning and 59 earned runs for Sonny Gray. He'll be matched up here in Minnesota versus Pablo Lopez. Pablo Lopez is 11-8 on the season, 141 innings of work. Does have an ERA just under 5, sitting at a 4.47, 152 strikeouts. He too is averaging a strikeout here per inning on only 141 innings pitched, and has only allowed 70 earned runs on the season for Pablo Lopez. Lopez didn't pick up a win or a loss in his last start against the Texas Rangers, where he went 6 innings of work, 6 hits, and no earned runs. And then Sonny Gray, on the other hand, picked up a loss in his last start against the Los Angeles Dodgers. They're going 5 innings of work, 7 hits, and 2 earned runs. St. Louis yesterday won by a score of 6-1. You know Minnesota is going to have a bounce-back game here. Minnesota is currently coming in offensively 5th in all of the MLB in runs per game. You know they're going to come out swinging, but I think Sonny Gray will compete and fill it up, and I don't think he will leave a mistake over the plate for these Minnesota Twins hitters. That's why in game number 2 between the St. Louis Cardinals and the Minnesota Twins, we are also smacking the NRFI. No runs first inning. So under a third and final game between the Chicago Cubs taking on the Miami Marlins here. For the Chicago Cubs, they'll have Immunaga on the mound. He's 9-3, 133 innings of work. Does have an ERA sitting at a 3.11 here, 137 strikeouts. He's averaging over a strikeout per inning and 46 earned runs for Immunaga. He'll be matched up here versus the Miami Marlins, Valentin Belzo. He is 2-1, 33 innings of work. Does have an ERA sitting at a 2.46 here, 27 strikeouts and 9 earned runs. Belzo didn't pick up a win or a loss in his last start against the Mets, where he went 5.1 innings of work, 7 hits, and 2 earned runs. Immunaga, on the other hand, picked up a loss in his last start there against the Blue Jays, going 5 innings of work, 4 hits, and 1 earned runs. You look at what happened in yesterday's game. The Cubs ended up scoring 3 runs in the last 2 innings to win over the Miami Marlins 6-3 in that ball game. I think Imanaga has a bounce back start here, and with Valentin on the mound, I like where he's at. He's a young kid just getting called up. Basically, he's got 4 starts here in the major leagues, and I think he will get out of the first unscathed, as he needs to compete here in order for this Miami Marlins team to have a chance at winning against Imanaga on the mound. That's why in game number 3 between the Chicago Cubs and the Miami Marlins, we are smacking the NRFI. No runs, first inning. Let's take a recap of the games I've selected for you today. Game number 1 between the Houston Astros and the Baltimore Orioles, we are smacking the NRFI. Game number 2 between the St. Louis Cardinals and the Minnesota Twins, we are also smacking the NRFI. In our third and final game between the Chicago Cubs and the Miami Marlins, we are also smacking the NRFI. No runs, first inning. Can we get a sweep on our NRFI plays here on Saturday? I absolutely believe so. We're going back to our roots here. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is Nick Menken with Splash Sports. If you have not done so, smack that like button for me. It helps me out a ton, costs you guys none. Make sure to go follow me over on X at Nick Menken for every update. We got college football rolling around here, and I will be throwing out my play. Florida State minus 10.5 here tonight, and I got SMU as well. Best of luck and best bets.